Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Married Mentors. In today's video, we will look at function arguments in Python. Functions in Python are defined using the def keyword. Functions can take arguments which are values passed to the function when it is called. These arguments can be of different types, and so in this video, we'll be looking at these different types of function arguments with examples. The first of them is positional arguments. Positional arguments are the most common type of function arguments in Python. These arguments are passed in the order of appearance in the function definition. I show you an example. We have a function here defined as function with function name greet, which takes two input arguments, name and age, and then prints, hello, my name is name and I'm 8 years old, right? We'll call this function by passing the position name followed by the position age. Running this cell returns hello, my name is Michael and I'm 24 years old. You can see here that we have passed in this argument to the function greet as it appears in the function definition. And so this is called regarded as positional arguments. The next is the default arguments. These arguments have default value. If no value is passed for the argument, the default value is used. So in the function definition, the default value is defined. We will use the same function, but in this case here, I define the function greet name and then age with a default value of 30. And then it prints the same output as we have looked at earlier. But in this function now, I will call the function greet with just the name as argument. In other words, passing just name as argument. What happens here is that the function returns my name is Mark and then uses the age which is 30 years old. Likewise, you can overwrite this default argument by simply passing an age, say 34 here. If you run this cell again, it returns, in this case, it uses the argument you have passed, which overrides the default argument. The next is the keyword arguments. Keyword arguments are arguments that are passed with a keyword that corresponds to the parameter name in the function definition. Here I use the greet function example, but here we have the greet with input argument name and age, okay, which is having a default value of 30 and then returns the same result, okay, print same result as earlier described. Now here, instead of calling the greet function with just by passing in the position argument as name and age, but here I call greet and then passing the keyword argument name equals mark, age equals 35. Okay, these keywords are as defined in the function. So if we run this, it returns the same similar result. Hello, my name is Mark and I'm 35 years old. So you see here that instead of passing your argument as position argument, we can likewise pass them as keyword arguments. The next is what is known as variable length arguments. Variable length argument allows us to pass an infinite number of arguments to the function. In Python, there are two types of variable length arguments, the asterisk args and the double asterisk KW args, which is known as the asterisk arguments or the double asterisk keyword arguments. We'll start with the first one. The asterisk args is used to pass a variable number of non-keyword arguments to a function. Show you an example here. Here I have a function definition multiply that takes an arbitrary number of arguments. Okay, so unlimited number of arguments. And so I pass that in with what? An asterisk numbers. Now, since what I want to do here is that I want to take a number and keep multiplying each of the successive numbers with the previous result. So I would here define result as 1 and then look through the numbers. So I say for number in numbers, let the result be multiplied by number. So I use here asterisk equals numbers. It's same as writing numbers, result equals result times numbers. Okay, and I return result. And here I call the function multiply and I pass in an 2, 3, 5, and 10. We know the output result should be 300. So, and then we print the result. Running this cell results in 300. Okay, so you can see here that the asterisk followed by these numbers, in some cases you can call it asterisk args, it doesn't matter. The argument or the name can be args, numbers, can be anything. Okay, this asterisk that is prepended to it, okay, tells us that what we are taking arbitrary number of what arguments or unlimited number of arguments. We'll look at the next one, which is the double asterisk keyword args. This is used to pass a variable number of keyword arguments to a function. I would demonstrate that with this example. Here I have a function that says display info and it takes in double asterisk kwargs. This kwargs can be any name. Okay, can be any name. It mustn't be this generic name kwargs. The most important thing is this double asterisk that is pre-appended to whichever name you see in the function definition. So by having this, we can then look into the keyword arguments here and say for key and value in keyword args, okay, dot items. So now you already know that the keyword args is what appearing like a dictionary, okay, and so we print the key and the value. Now I call here display info. Name is John, age is 25, and city is New York. Here I've passed in what now? An arbitrary or a variable number of arguments. Running this cell results what? It prints it. For each of the key and value, it returns the key and the value. Name John, age 25, New York. And if you extend this likewise and say ID and call something like ID, and then just give it 23890. That's the ID value. And run the cell again. What will it give you? Oh, 1 second. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. Should be ID equals to something like this. Yeah, ID. And then remove. I should take away this ID equals that. So if I run that cell again. It returns name, age, city, and ID. Right? The next argument we'll be looking at here is what we call unpacking arguments. This argument allows function argument to take a list or a tuple and pass the element as individual arguments to a function. We use the same function we have used earlier, which is greet, that takes name and age, and then prints hello, my name is name and age years old. Now, instead of passing in this argument as positional argument, I simply define an argument as person, which is a tuple of name and age. And I can pass it directly into the greet function with an asterisk. If I do this and run it, it returns, hello, my name is Michael and I'm 24 years old. You can do likewise, okay, by also passing in a dictionary and unpacking that dictionary as input arguments, okay, to a function. In this case, we use our previous example, which is display info, that takes in, you see, double asterisk keyword args, and then for key value in keyword args of item, print the key and the corresponding value. Now here I define a stock, which is a dictionary of keys fruits. Value is mango, followed by key, and that key category value is not price, and that's the price, followed by the condition sold. I can pass in this dictionary, okay, and unpack it in the function display info. So I just call the function display info and I pass in the dictionary which is stock but pre-appended with double asterisk. If we do this, what happens? You can see it printing the keys and the corresponding values. The next which we'll look at is the mutable default arguments. Mutable default arguments are default arguments that are mutable, meaning that their values can be changed. So to pass in mutable default arguments, we'll use an empty list, okay, to define that default argument that is mutable. So here I have a function defined as with the name collect item, okay, that takes in an item, and then we have an empty list, okay, default empty list of items. And so right in the function block, I have items.append item. And then I return what the items, which is the list. Now, let's print collect items apple. Proceed again to print collect items mango, and then collect items pear. If we run this cell, it gives us apple for the first one. When I run the collect item mango, you can see that apple appears, is printed there, followed by mango. When I run the print collect item pair, apple and mango, okay, appears in the list alongside pair. What is happening here is that each time you call this function, okay, the items which is a default empty list, okay, is called, okay, and once it's called, that item is appended to it. When you call the function again, the previous item is still there. The list is no longer empty, but then it's containing an item. Now, to avoid or solve this problem, what we can simply do is to redefine this function and then assign items to none. And inside the function block, create an empty list for items and then append item. Okay, so by doing this, each time we call the collect item, we have the default value to be none, and then you see that each of the collect item will exactly append the argument, which is the item that is passed to it. If we run this cell, you see that print collect items, though we have called it repeatedly, but each time we get just the item that's been appended to it. So in this video, I've shown you the different types of function argument in Python. If you have any question, please also leave it in the comment section. Please like my video, share this video so as to encourage more of this content. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. And please do not forget when you subscribe to click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload new videos. Until then, I will see you in my next video. Bye.